You muted, Todd.
Chris is a little unplugged this week because with his income from the company, he bought him a houseboat, and he's been on the houseboat on a river all week. So, Chris, you want to kick us off? We're going to talk about money this morning. I know it's your favorite subject.
Well, I would have probably canceled, but you got the subject today. I would have just called in sick or something. But since you had money on the topic, I've decided we're going to give Kim Gray, Anthony always calls me Money Man. I told him, but we're going to relabel that. That's going to be Kim Gray. She's going to be Money Woman. Because Anthony went from all about being a product person to all about paycheck. I believe I've seen a paradigm shift in Kim Gray without question, and that's a good thing. So it's a twofold thing in our company. Honestly, we love to help people change their health, and if that's all they want. But if they want to change both their health and their finances, then obviously, and it doesn't matter which order you start. I started just for the money, got really into the health, and now we got people that started just for the health and got into the money. And guess what? Works both ways, doesn't it? So Todd, I mean, this was something you got set up, and I see Coach Palmer's joined us as well. So hello to Coach Palmer. I don't know if he introduced himself. If he did, I missed that. And but we're glad to have you on this morning. So I'm gonna turn it to you and ask. By the way, I'm glad you're on the. You put yourself on the flyer from now. You've always been here, but you don't even put your name on there very often. Now you're on, so you're tied in.
I'm trying.
Yeah, there's so many new people that are now joining us every Saturday. So Brent Palmer is another top earner in the company, a former principal football coach in North Alabama. And Brent was with us in Huntsville, Alabama this week. We had a huge, exciting crowd. And Brent, I know you were headed to buy real estate up in Nashville. Again, I heard you tell the room that night that this is your cash cow and you use this to go invest in other things. You want to mention anything about that before we get into the money?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It had always been a dream of mine to do real estate. I just, how many of you love looking at real estate and doing that? As a high school football coach, there was no extra money to do real estate. I could barely afford to make my house payment, much less do real estate. And so it has been a blessing. This industry has. And yeah, Todd, we had an amazing turnout. Ernest and Sonia, unbelievable, in Huntsville, Alabama, and went on up to Nashville, did Partner Co. while I was there, had some meetings there in Nashville, Tennessee, but as well was able to buy a piece of property up there. So, and all of this, I shout it from the rooftops, all been afforded from network marketing and residual income and being able to create a diversification plan in our life. So that's what I want for everybody. That's what we all want for everybody, is to be able to, figure out what you want while you're here and go after this. Because Todd, this is where we're sitting in the company. The timing, the place is just for the people that want to hustle. I'm telling you, they are going to bear so much fruit from their labor. So I'm excited for the future.
Yeah, we finally hit that moment in time where people are making exponential incomes, like they're doing in 3 and 4 months what sometimes used to take people a year or two to do. I'm talking about incomes that are spitting out now that are just crazy. So I always tell everybody, as you're about to go through this, if it's your first time, there is a lot. Don't get burdened down with it. We just want to clear up a lot of things, because I know every Friday there's 2 things I'm certain of every Friday. I'm going to get phone calls from people that got paid way more than they were expecting. As a matter of fact, we had a lady yesterday that got paid $1,000 more than she had calculated in her head, and she was just doing backflips. And then sometimes on Friday mornings, there's people that call and get less than they were expecting. But I will tell you, the work is what separates it, not really. I mean, you do eventually need to understand this pay plan once you have a big team growing. But in the beginning, it's all about activity. And it's the money loves speed. So if you want to do what some people are doing, and that's make $20,000 in their first 5 weeks, then you got to get up early and stay up late, and you got to work every hour all day long, or you're not going to make that kind of money. If you're happy with just getting a couple $100 here and there, you get to set your own pace. But money loves speed. So the harder you work, the more income you're going to make. So Anthony, we'll have Brent. I would love Brent, if he's okay with it, to stay up all day. And so Kim also, and Ashley, that way, because we're all going to kind of do this together and kind of walk everybody through it. But Anthony, you put yourself up too, and let's go ahead and share a slide and kick the day off. And we're just gonna wait on Ant to pull it up. And by the way, this PowerPoint we're about to use, Anthony, I don't know if you can or not, but I don't know if the link you and I share back and forth all the time, if that could be put in the chat where they can download out of the chat. If you could copy and paste that, if you could, then y'all will be able to download this PowerPoint right out of the chat. If not, just text us, and as long as you're an iPhone person, we can actually text this to you. You'll save it in Keynote on your phone, and then from there, you can transfer it to whatever device you want to. But guys, we want to welcome you, and we're going to go very slow this morning. And I don't know if we'll be able to answer every question, but we'll do our best. But Brent, we were just voted #1 compensation plan in the world. If you're new to our industry, we have a governing agency, just like the real estate world does, the mortgage world does. Ours is called the Direct Seller Association. They've been around for 50 years. Go look it up online. But we just got voted by them again. This is like 9 years now that we've been voted the #1 compensation plan in the world. Now, I say that loosely because partner.co is only 2 months old. We are a brand new company. They were just able to acquire partner.co, and our new owners, John and Darren, were just able to acquire our products and our patents and our doctors and our compensation plan. But for you're here today, you're in a 2-month-old company with a chance to create total wealth, a company nobody's ever heard of. We just have assets from some other companies that were bought up, whether it be the Noni Corporation that was bought up, the Lemieux, different ones. And we just got this huge smorgasbord of some of the best products in the world. But Brent, anything you want to mention there on the #1 compensation plan?
Yeah, just we say it loosely out in the field, but this is a professional driven organization that voted us the #1 compensation plan in the industry. Guys, we just pay out more. We pay out 50 cents on every dollar, and it's just there. It's out there for everybody to see. But one of the things that I want to let everybody know, especially if you're new, is in our industry, a lot of times you hear things like owners getting crazy and changing the compensation plan. We actually back our stuff with a Bill of Rights. It does not allow that. These owners have said, hey, we want to make sure the field, our partners, feel secure with working hard and building their future here. And we're never going to change this compensation plan. And so they've created a Bill of Rights that does not allow them to make changes to compensation plan unless the field votes on it. So Todd, just an amazing thing to be a part of. Know you can work hard and have that future there.
Yeah, so if you are here for the first time, today is a compensation plan training, but everything in our company is driven by product sales, whether it's a product to help sleep, lose weight, more energy, balance women's hormones. We have a smorgasbord, all kind of divisions. We can affect basically anything a person needs, and we sell these products around the world. And we always say 60, 65 countries, but this past weekend, I found out we're now shipping into Morocco and Northern Africa. There's all kinds of countries that we're now moving into. So I'm going to venture to say we're probably closer to 70 countries now that these products move into. And you have access when you join our company for $29.95 as a brand partner. That second, this is the most important thing to understand. That second, you're a business owner. Equivalent. Let's go back, Anthony. Give me just a second on that slide. I'll tell you each time. That you pay that $29.95. You're going to be a business owner equivalent to any other business owner in the world. But when it's a home-based business, you actually have 157 tax breaks. I'm not going to go through them, but the #1 CPA in the world for network marketers, we did an interview with her. It's about an hour long. It is actually on our research website. So just go to researchpartner.co, researchpartner.co, one word, researchpartner.co. Go over to business videos, and she will identify for you, hey, by the way, we got somebody in the Philippines this morning with us. Hello to you also. Welcome, welcome, welcome. But go there, watch that video and see that. And then when you start your journey here, there's a couple of steps to start making money.
Hey, Todd.
Yes.
I want you to, the website, it's a global website. it's not just a US website. And I think that needs to click in with a lot of people, that you actually now have a global business with the website, and you just click on the flags and you just change to that country. So, I mean, to me, that's kind of like left out and missed and overlooked, that really what you have your hands on the moment you get your website at $29.95.
Huge, Ashley. Please keep interjecting. That's so important. I mean, if you got somebody to, I know that Ashley and Lindsay signed up somebody in Mexico and are about to sign somebody up in Australia. So literally all they have to do is change the flag, and the system does everything for you. It ships from that country. They pay in their currency, and it just all translates. The following Friday, you make money on someone ordering product in Australia or Mexico or Philippines, wherever it may be. So it's the website, it's a lot of, I think one of the issues, especially for business people, they're used to paying so much money for a business that they don't understand for this little bitty price, what a massive opportunity from a business standpoint it is. But when you do get involved for $29.95, you've got to qualify your business two different ways. Stay there, Ant. I'm sorry. So you got to qualify your business. The first one is you have to order some product. The minimum first order to have what we call an activated business is 200 points. That gives you the opportunity now to get paid all 9 ways in the pay plan. However, there are other benefits that if you get 500 points or 1,000 or 1,500 points, you have actually, by the computer system, it's going to run for 28 days trying to get you to ultimate, meaning this is real important, because I know this is one of the number one question Ashley deals with every day, because I know that all you women that are with that group, all of y'all are ultimate. It's like 70 out of 70 are ultimate. But all of you guys are selling your way there. So this is real important to understand in your journey from an activated business to an ultimate. For that first 28 days, the system works this way. Everything you sell or buy is counting towards your qualification. The computer does it for you. So if you sell or buy 1,500 points of product that first 28 days, that locks in for you ultimate for life. And when you get there, you now have a 30% return on anything you personally sell for the first 28 days. So I'll give you a couple examples. You sign up a new brand partner, anything they're buying, you're making 30% on, not 15. And if you sign up a new customer via a smart link, that first month, you will make 30%, not 15. So it basically doubles what you make. But real important, during that first 28 days, working your way to ultimate, you are not getting paid on those sales. So Ashley, anything, I know that's something we've had to be clearing up a lot. Anything you want to add there?
No, I think that's, I mean, way you said it is really good. I think it's really every 4 Fridays. I mean, we say 28 days, but it's really every 4 weeks, right? So we go from Friday to Friday, we end at Friday night at midnight, and we start over on our sales. We go week to week, right? So we start Saturday morning and we end Friday at midnight. So all those sales for that week, that volume is how we flow, because we get paid here every Friday, and you get paid on that following Friday.
That's right. You don't have to be ultimate, but it does carry a lot of benefits. And another benefit ultimate now carries with it, and the computer system is finally programmed to do this, is it will make you gold status. And gold status unlocks the first 3 levels of matching check, which we're going to talk about. And by the way, when you get ultimate and gold status, is for life. You never have to requalify. If you've been in companies before where there was a requalification period every year, that's not applicable here. It's locked for life. You actually have 60 days to do it. But after the 28th day, if you want it to count toward ultimate, when you place an order, we have to call it in. Otherwise, they're going to pay you for that order and not count it towards you getting ultimate. They will give you 8 Fridays, is the better way to put it, to get that done. And then one last component there. This happens often. Sometimes people join our business and they just don't engage. But 3 months down the road, they wake up and say, hey, I want to be ultimate. Again, you have to find somebody in your upline that's got access to the elite line. That would be an officer and above by title, meaning they're at least making $1,000 a week. So if you find that person, they can call the elite line and reset your 28-day period and let you go for it again. But if they reset it, you're going from zero. So any points you have in there, you'd have to do them again. Again, you've got 60 days. It would only be reset after the 60th day, but it resets you to scratch. You have to get that 1,500 points in that allotted time frame. That's a whole lot. There's going to be a whole
bonus isn't paid out after the 28 or 4 weeks.
So Kim or Anthony or Brent, anything else y'all want to say on this that you think is important to know? And don't forget, you got to unmute if you do have something.
No, I believe you covered it all, Coach.
Okay. All right. Now let's go to the next slide. So this is a couple of examples of because you can always a la carte these points, but it will always be more expensive to a la carte. One thing everybody wants to do that's serious is get in your shopping cart and spend an hour minimum and play around with it and study how these packs are put together, because there's a lot of what we call auto ship packs, 100-point packs. On the left-hand side, there's a filter that says 100 points. You can click on that and kind of pull them up, shortcut it. On the top right of the website, there's a search engine. So you can always search a particular product and you'll actually pull up all the packs those products are a part of. But the packs are always discounted. So that's always going to be the best way to buy. So one pack that really moves well out here is the Renew MOA pack. It's a 2x2. It's about $100 cheaper than if you were to just go buy those 4 items by themselves. That pack is a great. I have a ton of people that use that on their auto ship. Although it's $300, it's 2 boxes of MOA and 2 boxes of Renew, 2 products that reset everybody's life that takes them. The Renew for some don't taste good. For others, they love it or don't mind it. That's the cycle of life. It will never go away. However, we have 5 women, and Sonia, if you could unmute, you were one of the women that take it anyway, but don't like it. But Ash, we got the new trial of the new taste that's going to be coming out in Las Vegas. And Sonia, you and some ladies over there that didn't like the Renew, can you interject and tell everybody what you thought about the new taste?
You're muted, Sonia.
Okay, night and day taste. It is absolutely, I take it regardless of the taste because I know what it does for me. I just suck it up and suck it down. But for anybody that has, what was the palate, a petite palate, the new that's coming out, I would recommend everybody get on Renew. I mean, everybody that's ever had a hesitant to do it. It is the best product ever. It's changed my life. But knowing that the taste is going to be different, yeah, is a game changer.
So there's one pack to choose from. And then another pack to choose from that I know is flying off the shelves right now. I think that this new group of women have now sold over 1,000 boxes of drops. So that's 1,000 people that have made a commitment to change their life. From a hormonal standpoint, I think it's mainly all women. Obviously, men need to balance hormones too, but they're balancing it hormonally, and they're also losing weight. And many of them following the approved food list, which is a low glycemic food index that really helps the body get on your side. So if you have blood sugar issues, different things, but you get 4 boxes of drops in that Lifeboat pack. It's more expensive, but kind of the system is buy 4 in the Lifeboat pack, use 1, sell 3. They retail at $176. I think a lot of women are selling them somewhere in the 130s. So there it is right there. That shows you so that basically if you do that pathway, you have a box of drops for free and a business for free if you sell your 3 boxes for at least 138 or more. So it is a unbelievable good way to start. And then let's go one more slide. I'm going to show you one last way to start. Do we still have the Renew pack up, Anthony, or did you take that off? There we go. So Brent Palmer, I know that a lot of your team, just like Sonia says, loves the Renew. Why don't you share how some of your team starts with the Renew pack?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. We have a lot of people do this that just want to simply gateway someone in with one product line. You know, it's interesting when we get in any big groups, we ask people in the room, you know, how many of you are on Renew, and everybody's hand goes up. So it's no doubt a product that everybody is using in the company. But when we gateway people in with Renew, we're selling these 5-day trials at $25. And so obviously you can add them up on this pack. 10 5-day trials is $250 back in your pocket of the $285. And you've got a box to use yourself. And so, Todd, we've got 3 videos out there that support the 5-day trial system. Anthony Moreland actually is experiencing this. Anthony, you probably could jump in and share, but you know, we just recruited, he recruited a coach to the team doing this system right here. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I started off with a 3-way call with Coach. We set up a Zoom. We went from the Zoom. We talked about it. He said, hey, I'll buy the 5-day trial. He Zelled me the money. And I went to the post office and dropped it off. And then I followed up and I sent the 3 videos every time. I sent the videos that Dr. Crystal and Brent and Robin and Tammy, all of them put together. And then I followed up and he's like, hey, I want in. And yesterday he did a activate pack just like you see on the screen.
Hey, Anthony, I see people wanting this PowerPoint. What is the best way for them to get it? Were you able to, can they download it out of the chat or they're going to have to text us?
I will put it on the Dropbox when we finish, and then everybody can download it.
Okay, thanks, Ant. And by the way, we've all been working on this PowerPoint, but Ant's cleaned it up, made it look really good. So Ant's always working overtime to make everything look pretty with his skills. Thank you, Ant. Okay. By the way, back up one time. There is one thing important. I don't think we have a slide for this, but there are a lot of ultimate packs. So that is packs that are set up as a 1,500 point, $2,000 to $2,400 purchase. So the cheapest ultimate pack is the Renew pack. It's like 12 boxes of Renew and 65-day trial pack. So we're going to go through in a minute how you can sell these ultimate packs and make a huge profit. Kim Gray's ultimate pack, she has 10 MOA, 10 Rejuvenex, which is our energy, and 10 bottles of drops. She teaches everybody how to double their money with it. So, you know, I don't ever push the ultimate when I'm talking to people on the front lines because that's a whole lot of money. Because I was a football coach, I could not have joined at that level. I could earn it, but I couldn't join there. I had to sell my way there. So, so just know that if money is not an object, or we've had some people that do put it on a credit card, Kim being one of those, I would suggest never do that unless you know you're going to go sell it. Last thing we ever want is somebody to lose money in our business, not make money. So that's just there for those that are hustlers that want to get some product in bulk really cheap, where you can basically double your money on retail sales. Okay. Now the last piece of the equation, this is very important. And I think these women are as good as anybody I've ever had. I think it's like 70 out of 70 have an auto ship. So it's really important that when you sign someone up, that you set up that day their subscribe and save, because this is the last requirement for 2 things. 1, to get paid every Friday by the company, and 2, to move your discount from 15 and lock in a 30% discount. But it also qualifies you to make your savings account. It qualifies you to win our vacations, which a lot of people on this call have won to Mexico. We go in about another month. We'll all be flying to Mexico together. But everybody on this call can currently win the Tahiti trip. You've got about 40 weeks left to win it. And we'll cover some of those qualifications later on in this presentation. But I know we've got a new girl, and she's already in 5 weeks halfway to winning her Tahiti trip. So for new people, it's actually easier to win the trip than it is for a Brent Palmer or a Chris Doyle, because what you're doing is you're chasing, you're trying to up what you did the previous 26 weeks. For the Tahiti trip, it's a 45-week period over 45-week period. So So for somebody new, you're competing against zero. So your percentage of gain is much easier. But make sure you lock it in. When we sign somebody up for an auto ship, look at them that day, pull your calendar out. This is very important. The auto ship bills every fourth Friday. It's got to be at least 100 points or $150. Again, there's a lot of preset auto ships for 100 points. Get in there, study them, learn them, find the one that you like or ones you like. That way you can always immediately go to the search engine and find it. You're not playing around trying to do that. Ashley, I know that you guys are really good at that. And by the way, that new person is not billed, although we put it in the first day. They're not billed until the fourth Friday. So you look at your calendar that day. And today is Saturday. So this coming Friday, next week is the first one. It'll be 4 Fridays out. But if you sign somebody up on a Thursday, the next day is Friday. So it's the same count no matter what. It's always the fourth Friday. They'll be billed and they can change it, cancel it, do whatever they want to it. But Ashley, I know that y'all have had some issues with people not doing that correctly. So I'm gonna let you go through and make sure everybody knows how to do that correctly.
Yeah, just knowing that these girls have been really, really good about, first of all, just setting it up. So once they get it set up and then they want to go in and change, I think that's where the confusion gets. They want to go in and change their products that's in there. So normally, naturally, you just kind of go in and delete what's on there, and then you go in and add, and that kind of changes your date. So instead of doing that, if you just go in and just put everything in your shopping cart that you want, and then delete, once you got it in there, and then delete out what you don't want. And then that way your date doesn't change, or at least always kind of pay attention to your color week and the date that your subscribe and save is to come out on that Saturday or that Friday, actually. So I think that's really the biggest thing that's happened is the date has been getting changed because they go in and cancel it, and then they go in and shop just to change it up, because they want a different product. And that's kind of what happens. And that's, natural. And I understand that.
Yeah, I think we've got some slides coming up in a minute that are going to show you how to know what week you're on. We'll get to those in just a second. Let's go ahead and go to the next slide. Okay, so we mentioned earlier about going ultimate. You have going gold by going ultimate. You have 2 ways to go gold. One is sponsor 4 people in your business for $29.95 and at least 200 points of product. If you do that in 8 Fridays, you'll be gold for life, or go ultimate. But you can see there the math on the right-hand side. If you are activated, you make 15% of whatever a person buys. But if you're if you're ultimate, you make 30%. So that's math there. So if you're an ultimate person and you sign up a brand new activated person for 200 points, you're paid $60 the following Friday, 30% of 200 points. But if you are ultimate and you sign up an ultimate, you make 30% of 1,500. So you make $450. So if you go ultimate and sign up 4 other ultimates, you've already got your money back. Anybody out there want to comment on that?
Can you kind of walk that through? Because we work on weeks, not a month, right? So can you kind of so whatever that volume is for that week is, and whatever level you're at is what gets paid out.
Okay, yes. So remember, you've got your 8 Fridays to go ultimate. So when you join, you may only have joined with a 200-point pack. So our from the company, all pay is calculated Friday night at midnight to Friday night at midnight. So at 12:01 a.m. last night, we started a new week. So everything you do this week up until next Friday at midnight is going to be a part of your pay. So when it clocks out next Friday night at midnight, whatever title you are at that point is how it's calculating pay. So if you're not ultimate yet, you're getting paid based upon whatever title you've advanced to percentage wise. But then the next week, if you get yourself to ultimate during that week before the next Friday night at midnight, then the next paycheck will be calculated at your new percentage of 30%. And once you get it, whatever title you're advanced to, business leader, ultimate, locks for life. Go ahead, Kim.
That slide's wrong. It's supposed to be 15, 20, 25, and 30.
Well, I've got it all based upon if somebody's already ultimate, what you would get paid, not based upon their title.
So say they
I know what you're saying. Y'all just clear that up.
say you're ultimate
Okay.
and you sign up somebody that comes in at the activated pack volume of 200 volume that week, that's what you would get paid.
Yeah, but if you were only activated, what Kim is saying
Yes.
is that that 30% will only be 15%. I just don't have a slide for that.
Right,
I've got
right,
it as
right,
if you're
right.
ultimate,
Okay,
because
right.
Right.
anybody that's going to build a business wants to be ultimate. So I'm just showing you where you can get to. But if you're not ultimate yet, you're going to be getting paid accordingly, 25%, 20%, or 15% if you're only activated. Okay, next slide. Very important. Ashley, why don't you show them how to set up their direct deposit? I know you do it all the time.
Well, you go to your, there you go. You go to your dashboard, click those 3 lines right there, and a pop-out menu will come out. Go down to My Money, and then go to Partner Copay. And then see that, you'll see the direct deposit. Make sure you change that to 100%. And here's the most important thing. Don't hear anything else. There's a little green button right down there that says Save. Click it. And then go out. But let's always go back and double check. So once you go out, let's go back in and see, make sure it's there and make sure it's saved. That's the most important part.
Yeah, if you don't set your direct deposit up, you're not going to receive money, but the company doesn't keep it. But they will not pay you until the following Friday. They'll just cumulatively pay you for both weeks once the direct deposit is there. So if a person didn't set up a direct deposit for 4 months, once they finally set it up, they'll get all the money they've been owed. As long as they had their auto ship. If they don't have an auto ship, then money flushes. You're never going to get it. That's the importance for the auto ship. But the direct deposit doesn't work that way. So, but you do want to make sure it's saved, because there's nothing we can do to get you money quicker than the following Friday when the next set of direct deposits go out. So you've got to teach that to every person. And if you sign them up personally, I encourage you to go ahead and set their direct deposit up on the sign up. That way it's all done for them. Everybody should be helping the new person download their app, showing them how to get into their back office. That just adds 1 more minute to what you're doing. Because if they just paid you, they surely want to get their information there so they can get paid. Anything you want to add, Brent? Anybody?
Well, I encourage everybody to have direct deposit. That's what you join the business for, is to get paid. So this should be one of the first things, and you should always want to help out the next person that you bring in, or anybody that joins your team, to get paid. It's the most important. I believe it's the most important thing besides taking the products every day.
Yeah. Don't use the other ones that are back there. The e-wallet money, once you put it in there, you cannot get it out as cash. What that is for is you can buy your product with it, but just buy your product with your money out of your direct deposit. That way you have access to it for whatever you want. Once it goes in the e-wallet, it's an act of Congress to get it paid out. So you don't put it in there.
Todd, leave this up just a second. And I want to say this because I've watched from afar. I've watched Ashley, Rowland, and the team of ladies and people coming on board. This right here, I got to say this to everybody that's sitting on the call this morning that might have been in the business sometimes. And I'm going to kind of run over myself with the bus this morning. Sometimes, Coach, we sign people up and we're such hurry to sign the next one and sign the next one that we miss the little things. And when I look at this, taking the time to sit down with the Jim Romine and say, hey, Jim, here's exactly how we set up the direct deposit. And he starts to see that his belief grows. He gets more excited. He's more invested in what we're doing. And so if you're on the call, let me tell you, I'm the first to say I have jumped from person to person to person too quickly, rather than grabbing somebody and stepping them through the process and, locking arms with them. So I encourage you, this is tremendous, Coach, right here. Thanks, Anthony, and all of you that put this up. So this was good. This is a great reminder. And I see Ashley doing that with the ladies. I see them locking arms and holding hands and stepping through the process of this. And ultimately their team is exploding. So here's the beauty of that. if she can do it, we can do it, you know? And that's the power of all this. If you're sitting on this call this morning.
Yeah, the number one thing you can do if you would like to get yourself ahead financially with this company is get people paid. Zig Ziglar has passed away, but one of his quotes will live forever. You get enough people what they want, you're going to get everything you want. So don't chase your paycheck. Chase your organization's paychecks. Get them paid. Drive business in their organizations by helping them do living room launch parties, by helping them do 2-on-1 presentation. Nobody ever owes anybody a gift of a rep. But if you sign somebody up, you owe them the rest of your life, helping them accomplish the goals that you put before them. And that's your job. That's how you go out and create a huge business. That's the reason when people are not working as hard, their business stops growing, because nobody can generally do this. I was with a guy last night, or Brent, both 2 nights ago now, who did really, really well in another company. And he was sharing something really important. He said, the reason most people aren't successful is we all know we're looking for an ace. We're looking for that go-getter, that the timing is right in their life. But most people don't realize there's only 4 aces in a deck of 52 cards. So what they do is they flip over 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards, and they get some 2s and 3s and 4s, and they bow out. You got to flip 52 cards to find the 4 aces. But that, I think everybody knows that. Here was his most powerful statement. He said, but the issue is you can never find an ace if you're not an ace. He said, because if you're not an ace, if you're a 2 or 3, when you find the ace, you're not going to be able to equip them and help them to become the ace that their potential would allow them to do. So one thing, and I'm speaking to the 181 people in the choir today, because you all showed up, but just know the ones that don't show up and don't work on becoming an ace will never find the person they're looking for, because people don't do this just naturally. They have to have lots of help. When you see somebody exploding, know there's a lot of things going on behind the scenes with help making all those things occur. Okay, next slide. All right, so now we're going to move to the first way you make money. And we may have to continue this next Saturday because I don't want to go longer than the hour. So we probably won't get through this whole thing today, but we'll do a continuation. But retail profits is something that both Brent and I have never really focused on. But I was being told by our company president, who used to be the general manager of Europe, would always tell me, Todd, you've got to get people retailing products. That's why, by the way, Europe last week had their all-time best week ever. I don't have the exact dollar amount, but I know that they'd already had a $6 million week. So that means Europe did almost $7 million last week in sales. And they almost all lead by retail profits. And here's what our president of our company kept telling me. He was like, this is where they're making fast money. Like if you're in the business and you're not getting fast money, you're not retailing. Now I suck at it. I'm never going to be a great retailer. It's not my DNA, but we can always maximize our gifts, which for me is building. But somebody that's a builder can start getting much better at something because what I've now found out is we found some people whose gift are retailing, and they're making money faster than anyone I've ever seen make it in this company. So when I see that, I always tell, being in this industry as long as I have, I've had 10,000 people bring me their systems, try to sell stuff to my organization, always telling me how you're going to make money. But I've always found if somebody's got something for sale to other people, it doesn't work, because if it worked, they'd use it for themselves. Okay, so now I've seen some people that have made it a reality for me. Like when I see somebody make almost $20,000 their first 5 weeks, I'm like, what the heck is going on? So like I've been awakened. So I'm going to tell you that there is serious money, quick money in getting people understanding how to sell things. So that's the reason I have fallen in love with this 4-pack of drops, because You use one, sell three, and dude, got a free business. Then you get another one, another 4-pack, and now you've made $500 your second or third week in cash, just Venmo straight to you. And obviously, you got to pay for the drops. It's probably about 150, 200 profit. But then that catches fire, and I've got women now that are ordering 2 10-packs in a day, and then selling them and ordering 2 more 10-packs the next morning. Well, not only are they retailing that for massive profit, but it's creating massive volume. So then they start getting paid in the pay plan. So if you're like me and this has not been a part of your arsenal, just awaken to it and start learning it. So go ahead, Brent.
Can I add to that? I couldn't agree with you more in the fact that, I don't know how much time we got, but I think it's good that we come back next week and do it again, because retail profits is something we're living in a different age, a different time. I see what Robin's doing. I see TikTok. I see Instagram. I see the things that Kim Gray does. So I want to put this into what Todd just said. So listen really close. I was just on the phone call yesterday with Stefano, one of the leaders in Europe. And we were talking about this very thing, retail profits. And he was talking about how they've had their biggest week in the history of Europe. And it brought me back to a lady that, guys, there's a lady out there in network marketing that earns over $1 million a month. And she set her whole organization up on quick money up front, using cash out, Venmo, PayPal, handing somebody money, whatever it takes. She said, all I want is for my people to get paid and get paid fast. Todd said, success loves speed. Money loves speed. This is something, retail profits is something you can turn fast, and it's the world we live in. And so Stefano was talking about, he actually was bragging on the 5-day trials, because he said it's a way to turn money fast. He said one of the biggest reasons we've grown in Europe the way they've grown is, he said, our whole organization encompasses this. He said, so imagine how many people are getting paid fast money quick using retail profits. And it's created so much energy, so much excitement, so many people that are fired up, not just about Saturday or Friday payday. They're excited every day, because Venmo, Cash Out, PayPal pays every single day of the week. And he said that is what's allowed us to explode the European market. So, Todd, I love spending time on retail profits. I just think it's the world we live in today. And Robin and the group is showing that, as well as many others.
So somebody just put, and by the way, we're stopping at retail profits today. So it's going to be, we've got 15 minutes left on this subject. And then next week, we'll start the organizational pay, which are the other 8 ways we get paid, which is it's going to work out perfectly. Somebody on there without a name, you just listed as Zoom user, just said you sold 11 boxes your first 2 weeks. Can you unmute and tell us how you sold those 11 boxes? And are they able to unmute, or we have everybody locked down? Because I know last Monday night we had a Zoom bomber, so we're a little bit more cautious.
Wow. Yeah.
Go ahead. And I know they're brand new, so they may not want to talk. I don't mean to put anybody on the spot. Go ahead, Brent, you had something?
Well, it's huge. I was actually talking to Ashley Rowland about this just the other day. I think it's maybe big, Todd, if we share with people. Let's maybe go through the drops, what they're buying them for. If you're getting a 30% discount, if you're on auto ship, you're getting that.
Yeah,
I can unmute now.
And we've got Kim ready to do that right now.
Hello. Okay.
Instead of that, let's go in order. That way we won't have to go back and retract next week. Go back to where we were. I'll go quickly and get down to that slide. Okay. So you see there the renew box. If you buy only 1 box and you use a smart link, you're gonna make $42.90. But you can buy a 10-pack for $8.40 and get your price way down. By the way, if you've never done a smart link before, it is the simplest thing on planet Earth. Find the product you want in your shopping cart. You must be logged in and you must get into your back office, your dashboard. You've got to shop from that area to get this set up right. Put your product in your shopping cart. At the top of your shopping cart, you can see it right there on that second box or the first box by the girl. It says create smart link, create it. Put what, just name it. It doesn't matter what you name it. You can name it that person. You can name it a product that can be reused. You are automatically on day one given a discount code of 15%. You can go name it. It'll be on your dashboard and just say discount code. Go in there and name it. But it's going to give it to you whether you've got it named or not. So when you create that smart link, it automatically checks it. So that means instead of selling it retail, you're giving 15% of your retail profit away, giving them a little cheaper buy, but you're losing that 15%. And Europe does not do that. And I never understood it, but I do now. So I would suggest nobody include that unless it's a family member or somebody you're just trying to help, because when you sell it retail, you make more cash, but more importantly, you have more leverage to get them in as a brand partner. With that way, they can get the full 30% discount. But they will have the option on their own on a smart link to subscribe and save. And if they do that, they will get 15%. That you definitely want that to happen. That way they're getting a 15% discount, but they're also now a monthly customer. And that's what happened with one of our girls this week that made about $1,000 on her physical paycheck that she was expecting. Is she had all this retail profit money. She had no idea that was coming off of people buying on these smart links. So it creates a QR code. So if you ever have a public arena, you want to set a QR code out, or if you're doing 5-day trial packs with Renew or Mow or anything else, slap your QR code on there on the bag. You're selling the 5-day trial packs, and they just scan that code and they order from you without you having to follow up. I would suggest everybody put a QR code on their 5-day Renew pack. So the QR code that's currently on there goes to a generic website just for information. So you need to give them a place to order just in case, especially if you're dealing with strangers or whoever, and it's hard following up. You just never know who'll go randomly order if you give them a way to do that. I'm guilty of not doing that. I will never make that mistake again after I was asked to figure out how a girl made $1,000 more than she was supposed to. And I started realizing, oh my God, this is off of Smart Link retail sales. I've got to get that built into the organization everywhere.
Hey, Todd, real quick, Todd. Oh, I just want to say, don't be scared of this. Go in and do a couple and send them to yourself or send them to a girlfriend or a spouse or whatever, and just see how the flow of it goes. Don't be scared of it. You know, you mess up. It's hard to mess up, but just don't, I mean, the more you do it, the easier it gets, right? And after you do it 1 or 2 or 3 times, you've still got this. So don't be scared of it and just think, oh, I can't do it until somebody actually asks me. You can go in and do this anytime and play around with it. You can create as many as you want. So don't be scared of it is what I'm saying. Go in there, get comfortable with it. So when somebody is ready, you're ready to do it immediately.
Hey, and Anthony, back up 2 slides, just really quick. I just want to say this before we move past Renew, because if one more slide, please. Yeah, right there. Just so you know, if you're doing Renew, one of the things, if you move a 5-day trial, on the third night of that person, they use 3 sticks, right? On the third night, if you'll send video too, Dr. Crystal Vance is talking to them about how powerful consistency is. And she leads them to ordering the box. So it's simple as just sending them the smart link at that point, and you're going to make $143. I mean, you're making that retail profit on that smart link on the third night of them using the trial. And we're doing a lot of those. So if you do lead with Renew or the trial, it's utilize that, because I'm watching people really explode, you know, and sell a lot of boxes of Renew.
Go to YouTube and find Brent Palmer's YouTube page, Brent Palmer YouTube, and all those videos are on Brent Palmer's YouTube page. Brent Palmer YouTube, and they're all there. Okay, so we're almost out of time. So the last thing that's going to occur on that smart link is you're still going to also get paid in the business. So if it's a first time customer for the first month, this is another point of confusion sometimes. So I'm going to try to be as clear as I can. Depending on what title you're at, you're looking at what you get paid. So I'm going to assume you're ultimate. If you're ultimate, every product has volume points. We were just talking about retail profits. This is separate, completely separate. So on that same box of Renew, there are 70 volume points. You're selling it for $143, so you got a $43 retail profit, but you're also going to be paid 30% in the pay plan of the 70 volume points. So that's another $21 you're paid. So you're making 43 retail plus 21 in the pay plan. So that is actually, what is that? $64 total income to you for selling one box of Renew at retail, done by SmartLink. That only occurs 1 month. Retail occurs every month, but the new order bonus only occurs one time. The second month, if they're on auto ship, it will move in. It's called auto balancing is what our company calls it. You don't have to memorize the terminology. What that simply means is they're going to put all your customers from the second month forward into your lesser leg on base pay. So first month you get 30%, second month forward, you will be getting 15% for life of the volume points as long as that customer stays around. Okay, Kim, we're going to turn it to you now. And Brent, Ashley, y'all go through it. Let's skip this page here. This is not important for this. So a lot of these women, and Brent, I think it's the same way. You were just mentioning the woman that makes $1 million a month that you got to spend a week with out in Las Vegas. And I think they all do it not through the company. They all put it in their hand, sell it out of their hand, Venmo, Cash Out, PayPal, whatever way you want to do it. So what we're going to do now, we're going to turn it to Kim and we're going to show you how to buy things in bulk, which gives you even more retail profitability. But now you can put it in their hand. They don't have to wait 3 to 5 business days to get it through the mail. So Kim, I'm going to turn it to you, and then Brent, you and Ashley, y'all chime in as she goes through this. And this is going to take about 10 minutes and we'll be done.
Okay, so the lifeboat is $371 and it's 208 PV. You sell them for $138 times 4 is $552 that you would make when you sold all 4. And then each box will cost you $92.75. You subtract that from the $138. So you profit $45.25 per box. Times 4, that gives you $181 and keep after you pay for your lifeboat pack. What's next, Anthony? We'll go with my 10-10-10 ultimate pack.
No, 10
It's
bucks.
$21.75.
Do 10 boxes of Sunrise first. That's next.
Okay, 10 boxes of the drops. It includes 10 boxes of drops for $879.95, and it is in the shopping cart now that you can purchase
Kim,
it.
pause for just a second, because I was going to say on the last slide, and y'all didn't pause, but remember these packs also have volume you're getting paid on. So going back to that 10 pack is $879, but it's 500 volume points. So that is working towards your ultimate. Once you get ultimate, you're going to place this order on somebody that you've signed up. This is the magic. This is what all these women are doing. Once you're personally ultimate, the most lucrative place for you to start placing all of your orders is somebody you personally sponsor in the first 28 days. And then you help get them to ultimate, because that volume counts for their ultimate status. But you're paid 30% of 500. So besides the retail profit, you're getting 30% times 500 or $150 on that purchase back to you. So that box of drops, once you're ultimate and placing it on somebody, that is not an $8.79 box anymore. That now becomes a $7.29 box. So you really only have, after shipping and tax, about $75 in a box of drops at that point. Go ahead, Kim.
That's called double dipping. You're getting paid on both sides. Okay. Then the 10 boxes of drops is $879.95 with 500 PV. I sell my drops for $138 times 10 is $13.80. All right, each box will cost you $92.75. So let's see, 138. Yeah. And then I can't hardly read that. Then $88. $88 is what you would make. Would be $50 profit times 10 is $500.
Yeah, we'll let this load in. I'll repeat that for everybody. So remember, if you're going ultimate, this is your exact numbers. You're going to make about $500 profit if you sold all 10 boxes for $138. But once you're ultimate, you start placing that 10-pack order on somebody's first generation, or on your first generation on somebody else's business, getting them to ultimate. Instead of making $500 profit, you're going to actually be making $650 profit
$50
on a 10-pack.
That's right. That's
Okay,
right.
then one more example.
All right, now we got the 10, 10, 10. You get 10 boxes of drops and 10 boxes of MOA and 10 bottles of Rejuvenates. It's $21.75 plus tax and shipping. I sell my drops for $138. So $138 times 10 is $13.80. I sell my MOA for $125 times 10 is $12.50. I sell my bottles of Rejuvenates for $80. So 10 times 80 is 800, which is a total of $34.30. Well, since I'm ultimate, I'm going to put that order under someone like Todd said, so it would make them ultimate. Plus I'm going to get 30% of that 1,500 bonus. So that's $450 that I'm going to make off team lead bonus. You subtract that from the $21.75 and it's going to leave you $17.25. And then, so you take $17.25 away from the $34.30, it's going to be $17.05 profit.
Yeah, and then
There
I
you
saw
go,
somebody on here ask Kim that I thought the boxes sold for $132. The suggested retail on the drops is $176. Is actually, if you sold it on a smart link at full retail, $176. A lot of people do that. Kim
Yes,
has always sold
and the
hers
reason-
for $138. Robin sells
Yeah.
hers for $132. You're not competing against each other because you're not allowed to put these in a public arena less than full retail. But you do whatever you want to on your own social media. But I would suggest don't be going lower because you're eating up all of your profit. So 132
right.
or higher is what I would suggest doing. But if you do it at 132 or 138, you're giving away that extra 15%.
That's right. The only reason Robin she misunderstood me when I told her 138. She took off like a bullet. So she started with 132 and I said, well, don't stop it now. Just keep going with it. So anywhere between 132 and 138, I wouldn't go no lower than 132 though.
But if you sell
then
a
we
smart
have-
link, and a lot of people do, it's 176. So there's
That's
another
right.
$40
That's-
at play there.
Okay, now we're going to do the Renew and MOA Ultimate Pack. You can buy a MOA and Renew Plus pack. You can get 7 of those at $305. That is 1,400 points. You'll have 2135 in that. Then you just get one more single MOA and Renew pack. That's $159. It's 100 points. So 1,400 and 100 points is 1,500. I sell my MOA for 125 times 15 because you have 15 mowers and you have 15 renews. 125 times 15 is 1875. Then I sell my renew for 135. I know a lot of people may sell it for more, but I do 135 times 15 is $2,025 is what I would make. Add 1875 and 2025 together is 3,900. Well, I'm going to pay $21.35 and $159 was a total of $22.94 to Partner Co. But since I'm ultimate, I'm going to put those 1,500 points under someone so I can get the team lead bonus of $450. So you subtract that from what you pay to Partner Co. You ain't going to have, but you will not have but $1,844 in the products plus tax and shipping. So after you sell all of the products and get 3,900, you take out 1,844, what you've got to come up with to purchase, and you're going to profit $2,056 in your pocket that nobody will know about.
Okay.
And that's the way you do it.
Those numbers get really, even with me knowing them, there's a lot to all of that, but I will tell you how you learn it. You find your pathway. Is it renew? Is it drops? Because you can't do it all. Listen, if you try to do everything she just showed you, you will fail epically. Speed, love, simplicity. You've got to find one thing. One. You can't find two. You can't please everybody you talk to. The reason that Sonia, Robin, and Lindsay, and all of these ladies have warp speed, one is their work habits. That's always going to trump everything. But two is they're very simple. A box of drops, balance your hormones, have more energy, feel better, follow the approved list, lose weight. And it's simple. I say it one time and it duplicates. They know their price on the box. They repeat. Okay. So don't go do what Kim just showed you. You don't get to do all three. I'm talking to myself. I've got to choose my pathway. Once I choose it, you've got to get hit with a Mack truck to get off your pathway. It's your team. It's your organization. So stay in that lane, never vary. And then we have 80 products. Once they're in the business, Brent, you say it best. They pathway in with a product that makes an immediate difference in their life. But then once they're in the company, they get to find out all the wonderful things we offer. And that's when they get exposed to those things. It's the number one mistake I see hardworking people make is they've been in the company for 6 months. They're now taking like 7 or 8 things the company offers. They're all making a difference in their life. So then all of a sudden they feel compelled to tell the brand new person what took them 6 months to learn on the first 30 minutes they ever talked to them. And that's when the business freezes and quits working. Simplicity, simplicity, simplicity. Ashley, Aunt Brent,
That was that. I didn't know. I thought you might have been taking a breather. I didn't know where. So I'll piggyback and then turn it to Ashley. I just want to say this. I couldn't agree with Todd more. Think about this morning. Like, we got way too many people on, and I said this in Destin, guys. We need you. We need you finding your pathway. So ask yourself the question: how am I gatewaying people in? The world's changing. I would highly recommend that you jump on this retail train. You know, whether it's the drops, whether it's MOA, whether it's find one, whether it's renew in the 5-day trials, find one. If you look at these things that we've shown today, you know, Kim Gray has a way that she makes probably $50 a profit in certain things she moves. The way we do it with renew, there's about a $43 profit involved, you know, so it's all really similar, but you just got to find your pathway. So gateway people in with a focus that leads to brand partners. One of the things that I love what Ashley and the ladies are doing is they have a brand partner focus in mind. What do I mean by that? They gateway them in, for instance, on the drops, but then they have a follow-up process to follow up with those people on the drops, and they're converting them to brand partners. Because remember, brand partners is what grows your organization. It's what creates leverage in our business. And then the last thing, Todd, is you mentioned it, but once people are in the system, they're using the product, I would highly recommend you start tuning in to the third Wednesday of every month. You don't have to do it every week. The third Wednesday of every month, Dr. Crystal is going to do a shop live. She did one yesterday. It was highly attended and people were buying. And here's the thing. That's how you start to expand the product portfolio amongst your team. And they're buying because they want to buy, not because you're having to sell them on other products.
So Brent, next week, don't let us forget, when we train on the organizational pay, which will take a lot less time, we can kick next week off with training on how to utilize that shop live.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes.
So Ashley and Kim, do y'all want to close us out? Anything you want to add? And then, just how y'all as a group of women now are swooping in and getting everybody educated, started, questions answered, because that's the name of the game. Everybody that comes here is a brand new baby. If you don't nurture a brand new baby, the baby won't make it. It takes time.
I will
Well,
say,
one thing that I want to go ahead, Ashley.
no, go ahead. Go ahead.
The only one thing I want to say is all these ladies are coachable. They wanting to learn. They're asking me and Ashley, how can we do this? If I suggest, and I don't suggest this Mow and Renew pack because we're all about the skinny drops. Not saying that they're not taking that, because they are, but they are coachable and they're ready to follow. They're ready to follow me and Ashley, and we, me and Ashley would get together and say, well, what do you think about this? And I say, well, let's go for it. And like I was talking to one of them last night, and she's on this. She says, all I want to do is just learn. I want to learn and I want to follow you and Ashley. So to me, that is a big nugget, because if you want to do it your own self and don't want to follow, if I didn't want to follow Todd Rowland, I wouldn't be sitting here, but I want to follow Todd Rowland. I want to be led by example. So I think that's very, very important.
And I'll close out with this. These girls, they're passionate. They are passionate about their product. And I can't sell anything. Kim and I drove to a meeting and she was selling a box of Mow out of the back of her car. And I'm like, I can't sell anything. But what these girls are so passionate about their product and how it's made them feel. And so, 1 minute we're going and talking about, skinny drops and losing weight and how the energy, and then we drive to Alabama and it's all about MOA. That's it. Nothing else. MOA. They're going outside in the meeting going, I got to video that testimony. It's amazing. Oh my gosh, stop right now. And we're like, we're right in the middle of a meeting. No, that testimony was amazing. We got a video, got a live. We got to do a Facebook Live. I'm not even on Facebook. I'm getting there. I'm working on it. But the passion that these ladies or these people that we're seeing is, it's just, I love it. It's catching fire. It's what it's about. And when you start hearing these stories and what they're doing, it's just like, who doesn't want to join that? Who doesn't want that, And once that starts happening, it just starts taking off, and that's where we're at. So anyway, that's what I have absolutely fallen in love. And so all these women that we've gotten, we're all hooked to their, joined at the hip, locked arms. And Kim and I have said, you can't get rid of us for a couple of years, because here we go.
And then we're going to conclude it. Ant, share your screen. Our next big convention is Las Vegas, Nevada. If you want to explode your business, everybody you talk to every day for the next 90 days, get them to Las Vegas. It is online. You just go up to your website, click on events coming, and you just got, you can see it was pointed there. You log in. When you log in, you go to your shopping cart. when you go to your shopping cart. The event is called Ignite. Some people think that's a new product, but that's actually the name of the Las Vegas event. Just go ahead and get your tickets, lock in your airplane early to get there, because this is what will explode your business. And once you get to Las Vegas, you don't want to be by yourself, because you'll be thinking the whole time you're sitting there, if I could only have 15 people on my team here. So get those tickets, get your location. The event hotel is not online, but this is the event hotel. So go ahead and scan that QR code right now. That way you'll know where you're staying, and go ahead and start locking stuff in. We are working on I know there's a lot of women here, but for the men especially, but women too, there's the Kansas City Chiefs play the Las Vegas Raiders on that Sunday afternoon, or maybe evening. We find out May 1st, the exact time and the pricing, but we're already got a guy working right now on a big group rate. So if we can get everything set up, we're going to take a huge group of people to the professional football game, which, if you don't know, their new stadium is attached to the strip. So we'll literally just walk into the newest stadium in the NFL. It may end up pricing us out. We don't know yet, but if it's reasonable, we're going to turn an Eventbrite on for this group rate. If you want it, you'll just go order it and we'll be able to get this group rate. And we'll know, like I said, our guy that's working on it doesn't find out the NFL's not going to release it to him until after May 1st. Everybody have a super blessed Saturday. We'll see everybody back next week.
Bye, everybody.
We'll unlock it so everybody can say
God
bye to
bless
everybody.
you. Thanks.